Well, our 3-0 home defeat, that's a rare thing for Stockport County these days. What do you put it down to this afternoon?
I picked the wrong team. End of story. I get a pats on the back when things are going well. So I'll take the responsibility, dead simple.
Any particular area that you feel where you got it wrong?
All of it. All of it. My teams are scrappers and fighters and diggers. Most of the games. And I mean most of the games. Today there wasn't. I didn't see enough of that. Nowhere near enough.
You were playing a good side today in Guiseley, inspired, I thought, today by Ollie Johnson. And when you're up against a team like that, you can't afford to make individual errors, and that seemed to be so costly this afternoon.
We also played a team that had 10 men for a lot of the game. And I have no answers to that. Because with the greatest respect, to get beat with 10 men is a poor result. Good team, yeah, no danger about that. But even in the first half, we had 4 in midfield. They had 2. And them 2 bossed the 4. Shouldn't happen.
Is it difficult to put your finger on why you were second best in so many areas today?
Yeah, I think when you go a goal down, I expect people to roll the sleeves up, dig in, get it back. That's the first requirement. You have to start doing the ugly bits to get the nice bits going. Unfortunately, we didn't do the ugly bits. Nowhere near. Didn't do any of it, in fact.
Having said all of that, you're still 6th now going into the Christmas period, so you would probably have taken that at the start of the season, would you?
Yeah, probably would, if I'm being perfect. I just want to be dead honest with this, with this interview, being perfectly honest. At the end of the day, when things are going well, I'm quite happy to say, yeah, it's good, I've still got no problems with the dressing room. I've got no problems with the players. I've got a massive problem with that performance. Don't give me that again, because I won't accept it.
When you talk about mistakes, do you mean you set the team up wrong in your eyes? Do you think it was the wrong formation, the wrong personnel? What are you putting
No,
down
what
to?
I'm putting it down to is that I'm responsible. That's what I'm putting it down to. So when you get a result that goes against you 3-0, when you get a result that goes for you 3-0, you take the pats on the back for the 3-0, so you take the 3-0 defeat right on the chin. So I know what went wrong in there, in my opinion, but I'm not going to stitch players up. People know their own performances. If they're happy with that, then one of us got it right, one of us got it wrong.
When Shane Killock was red carded early in the second half, what did you think was going to happen from that point? What were your expectations at that stage?
Nothing, because I've seen them situations before. People go down to 10 men, they reorganise, the opposition get a little bit cocksure, people start going into areas where they shouldn't go, breaks down, then you get countered. We tried to avoid that. Didn't happen. And that is why I'm saying to you, quite honestly, yeah, I know, I can say to all my players now, you didn't perform, and you didn't perform. You give me all you've got, but it wasn't quite good enough. You gave me a load of mistakes that was nowhere near good enough. So ultimately, I picked that team, and that's the end of it.
You missed Christian Dennis, of course, today. It's now 4 league games without scoring a goal. Despite that, you are still 6th in the table, but there seems to be a loss of a cutting edge now at that top end. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, well, it will be when you've got strikers dropping down 35 yards to receive a ball in an area where they're not going to do any damage. So that's one problem. But then, they might say, well, we're coming down there to pick it up because we're not getting the service. So there's another problem. And then when you work hard to get the ball back in transition, and you have a couple of beefy tackles doing the ball back, and then you go and give it away. So there's another problem. And what we had today, we had a lot of problems.
Christian, you hope will be fit for next weekend, do you think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Scott Duxbury as well was missing today. Will he be anywhere there or thereabouts next week?
I think he'll be thereabouts, yeah, definitely. He's at a pinch, he could have gone on a bench today, so I think hopefully if nothing happens between now and Tuesday, Thursday, then yeah, I would expect him to be ready.
Andy Owens' loan has finished as of now, as we're speaking. Is that a loan that you're going to extend, or is that not an option now?
Yeah, it's an option, but it's I have to think about the players that we've got on our books at the moment, and I have to think about the next game. And I'm not ducking the issue on that because I've not made my mind up. You know, this is both the decisions we've got to make in team selection now is very important for me. It's been important every game. We've got it right most of the time this year, but we got it wrong today. I got it wrong.
We know Chris Churchman's suspended next weekend. Is it a 1-game ban or 2 for him now? Do we know?
I think it's a 2-game. But you know the rules in this league. I don't know. You wait a fortnight to get your ban, and then you get a card, and you get sent. Oh, you know, I really don't want to answer about rules in the league. To be honest, I'm more concerned about the performance and putting it right. I'll tell you what I will do though. I don't think you'll see many of them performances again this year.
Well, we haven't seen many so far, and I think that the fans give the players some latitude in that sense. As you come up to that Christmas period, though, you were a bit hamstrung today with injuries. Are you looking to strengthen at all in any areas before we get into Christmas?
The first area that I want to strengthen is getting back to doing the basics right with the attitude to put it right. Now, for some reason today, that broke down. Whether it was an individual error that happened early in the game and it ricocheted around the team, I don't know. You know, I don't know what goes in players' heads. I know what goes in my head. If it was me, I'd want to win and scrap and get on equal terms. But it didn't happen for us today. But before I make any rash sort of comments and statements, I want to see that game again. And I just want to make sure that my evaluation of some players' performances is as accurate as what I'm thinking it is, without going off at the loose end.
You probably need to get this one out of your system really before you can look forward. But I'm going to ask you anyway about next weekend, a trip to Ramsbottom, and reunited with one of your former players as well in the Ramsbottom ranks, aren't you?
Yeah, Anthony Johnson is their gaffer, and I tell you what, if we go there, if we are not 100% mentally geared up for that game, that will be a war. So you're going to have to go there and make sure that the attitude is 100%. That's what I'd have to work on this week, making sure we've got the desire to go there and get a result and put performance in, and make sure that everything we've got, we deliver on that day. Because if you don't, I mean, that's why I selected people like Anthony for, you know, when he played for us at Coles a few years ago. He's a tough customer. And he knows me inside out, and I know him inside out. And it will be quite an interesting game, would have thought.
Just one final question. Somebody else you know inside out is a player that I thought was the difference between the two sides today. Ollie Johnson, a player that you spotted at Nostell Miners Welfare. He created 2 of the goals, he hit the post and he scored 1 himself and didn't celebrate, which I thought was a mark of respect to the county fans and to yourself. But he ran the show today, didn't he?
He ripped us to bits. And that sort of is a backup of why we went for that type of player in those, you know, in that era, and is a class act. You know, I know he got a bit of stick here, you know, but I think he's a class player, and he's shown it today, and he actually shown respect as well, which is, you know, a great attribute as well. Ollie's a good player, and Guiseley are a good team, and take nothing away from them today. They deserved full 3 points. We went out the races, and it's my job now to get us back there.
Commiserations. Thanks for your time.
Cheers.